Good morning, welcome to Ill Behaviour for Saturday, June the 15th, 2019. It's 10:31 a.m. I'm 1 minute late. But that's just how it is. I'll start things off with a track that I've been listening to recently. I'm going to be calling... oh my god, is that even... Okay, let's just... Sorry about that. I've got to find this music that I haven't actually queued up, because as always there was all this traffic in front of... Nah, okay, it was my fault. I dilly-dallied at home. But here's a cool... here's a track that... it's pretty old, I suppose. It's been around a good few years, but I quite like it. It's from the album Freaky Styley by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Came out in the mid to late 80s, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it was mid 80s. But this is American Ghost Dance.
Give me a home where the buffalo roam, and the death of a race is a game. Well, seldom is heard a piece of a word from the white trash, killed as a game. Though these words dig deep, they often no be. For God save the Queen, I am an Indian chief. There is a secret I keep, it's called the talking leaf. And you better believe that he speaks his beliefs like a rock that believes. My talking leaf speaks of a wounded knee. God. Today a new man who is with the waves, he walks the streets of life, but he's in a chain. I'm alive, he cried. I can feel the flame burning red inside. I am an Indian brave. There is a memory, a heart that lives in my blood, of the brand you led, all you touch. But the burning flame, it turns to burning pain. A genuine genocide, and that's truly insane. So like a wild hurricane, I will dance on the blade of my race that died when it should have been saved. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, and the death of a race is a game. Well, seldom is heard a piece of a word from the white trash who killed as a king. All these words dig deep, they often no belief. For God save the Queen, I am an Indian chief. There is a secret I keep, it's called the talking leaf. And you better believe that he speaks his beliefs like a rock that believes. They see a my talking leaf speaks of a wounded knee. Go.
Yeah, so that was American Ghost Dance. Yeah, pretty cool track. I've always liked it. Yeah, that was the original lineup of the Chili Pepper. Oh, well, probably not the... I think Jack Irons on drums, Hillel Slovak on guitar, Flea and Anthony Kiedis, and maybe even Tree might have been on there playing the trumpet, I think. But, yeah, good album, that Freaky Style. If you've never heard it, look it up. Yeah, I'm going to be chatting with me old chum Graham in a little bit. But in the meantime, maybe we'll play another song, but also maybe just touch on something that's happening abroad. Nah, I don't want to talk about that. Let's not talk about the machinations of superpower countries. Instead, let's talk about this next song. It is a song by a band. Oh, well, yeah, maybe I should play it. I might play a newer song, actually, instead of that one. I'll play this. This is quite funny. I mean, a lot of people don't like this type of music. I don't know if it qualifies as being called mumble rap, but I sort of, in my own mind, I sort of call this weird rap. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, check this out. This is pretty cool. This is Keek Da Sneak with Super Hi-Fi. It's got some pretty funny sort of vocal effects and noises, and the beat's alright too. Check it out.
Yo, what's up, Keek? That's my word. Hi-Fi, what it do? For Sheezy. That's my word. Raw records, baby. Dope game 2. Something like my hammer strap, I'm smoking purpose. And yeah, inhale out, I'm prime team miss, causing asthma attacks. Hitting, taking early phase, back, direct the scene. Shoot 'em with cannon, so how you gonna act? Belating, operating, sizzling. In that cutter, look for doing my business. Ooh, drinking, throwing up the hood. Solo, but on the low, my doing hella shit. At one time, my definition of hyphy, man, it's isn't slipping lines. I'm in the building and I'm feeling like, yee. R.I.P. to the Mac, the R.E. So don't stop. Keep it going. Some privilege in the back, blowing. Hold it down for the Bay, reppin' Oakland. If it wasn't for that granddaddy smoking, that's what I mean. For sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. I don't put that on, that's my word. I don't put that on, that's my word. I don't think they know, that's my word. I don't put that on, that's my word. I do a little shitty, but have I lost you, you still with me? Baziking, kicking and sneaking, all in the dog, the nappy frog still freaking. On leapers, beneath us, senoritas. Turn it to a left, the one ain't still on the feature. I see my nigga in the traffic, what's up? Rather buy another mother, first cut, rush bloody. I mix big with the husky, brusky. Quarterback and trust me, rugby rush me. Color purple, still in the street, it's ugly. I don't love you, but you loving me, fresher than blood. Look up with them, rap game, done to me. So on it, run the beat. Here comes the kids, niggas. Self-talk, what to do with technique, not the bank. Self-talk, what to do on this beat. This what it's straight. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Got what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. I don't put that on, that's my word. I don't put that on, that's my word. I don't think they know, that's my word. I don't put that on, that's my word. First, second verse, this my third. 6th grade, driving to school, I had a Firebird. I don't put that on, that's my word. Oh, you hip now? I was problem child, you was nerd. I was being bad, you was being good. But all this time had a destiny, say the hood. All that shit I've been through, look at me now. I'm striking like a matchmate, back to the 10. Beanie cap foul and my mug on me. Waking up your family with 415. In the driveway, they can't stand me. Die Hard Raider, Sneak Davis, Draft Randy. Monsters, false. Put it on thick like Mac lip. Oh, and hella shit, I ain't taking the loss. But pay this shit cost, cause I been had some. Get what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Get what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Get what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. Get what I mean for sure, know what I mean for sheets. I don't put that on, that's my word. I don't put that on, that's
it's a good track, that one. I like it. Keek the Sneak. Yeah, so been a good week out here in Wairarapa. It's been a bit rainy, but a bit of rain's always good, you know. Freshens things up. And I might. Well, maybe I should make that call to G Waddy in Sydney. It's quite early in the morning for him over there on a Saturday. I hope he's ready for it. I might give him one more song. He might be just having a piece of toast or something, maybe a coffee. So perhaps I'll play one more tune. And this is a nice one. This is a nice morning tune to lead into ringing up Graham Waddy, aka Graham Storm and Norman Waddy. Graham Norman Waddy. It's Metrorail through space. Cut Chemist. This is a goodie. Uplifting. So that's Metrorail Through Space, Cut Chemist. Good track, that one. We're going to give Waddy a call now, and hopefully he picks up. Actually, he's not quite ready, so I'll just talk for a little bit to myself. And what should we talk about? Petrol prices. No, we're not going to talk about that. Supermarket prices? No, we won't talk about that either. What about the World Cup? The Women's World Cup taking place in France at the moment. Interesting spectacle. Big coverage this time around, even more than previous tournaments, and so far so good. I think it's been a good tournament. A little bit controversial at times, and but yeah, sport. I was thinking about sport in general this morning. Actually, I've got my Manchester United scarf on that I bought. When did I get this scarf? I got it outside Old Trafford in 1992 when I was going to see Manchester United play Ipswich from a little street vendor. So how long ago is that now? That's 27 years ago, I think. Does that add up? Yeah, approximately 27 years ago. It's a cool scarf. I've cherished it for many years. And but yeah, sport. It's a funny thing, sport. Sort of you can get completely enveloped in it, wrapped up to the point of it's sort of taking over your life and becoming all important. Which is that a good or a bad thing? It can be a good thing, I suppose. It can be a bad thing, particularly when we look at the world around us and the things that are wrong with it. Things that we could fix through our own actions. And if we're just watching sport all the time, maybe we're distracted from making changes. And is sport as important as it's made out to be? I don't know, I go on about it a bit. I do play sport though, and that's sort of where a lot of my attention when it comes to sport lies. I used to be obsessed with football when I was younger. I'd watch it constantly. And but yeah, I've sort of moved away slightly from it. I'll watch a big game, but that's all it is really, isn't it? It's a game. On that note, I might play one more song because we're just letting Waddy ease into his Saturday morning. We don't want to interrupt him too early. I've got a good track here that I was listening to earlier today, and it's by a Kiwi group that I have played. I've played their music a number of times on this show. They're called Ha the Unclear. And I particularly like the vocalist's delivery and the way he sings. And they're a talented band. I've never had the privilege to see them live, but I'd like to do that at some point. But I should have a look online and see when their next gig is. Maybe they're going to be playing Wellington soon. I'll tell you, if for anyone who is listening, who is going over to Wellington from Wairarapa or in Wellington this evening, there's a gig taking place at the bar on Manners Street. Goodness, what was it called again? Polaroids of Polar Bears and a band called Sport Streams, and someone else are playing. I'd urge people to get along to that. I mean, just Google Polaroids of Polar Bears gig tonight, Wellington, and then you'll find out the venue. It's quite a popular music venue, but that should be a good gig. That's Daniel Brown, who I interviewed the other week, his band Polaroids of Polar Bears, and then a couple of other bands there, Sports Dreams, who just have the best name, and apparently, according to Daniel, are quite a good act to catch. But these guys here aren't actually playing there this evening, but they're a good band all the same, so let's chuck a bit on. It's Stuck in My Head by Ha the Unclear from the album Invisible Lines.
this machine I'm in. But the synaptic gap between us is a transmission break.
See a little bass line tribute in there. Nicely done.
That's why we sit together so closely. Wherever I go, I'm stuck in my head. Wherever you go, you're stuck in your head. Wherever we go, we're stuck in our heads. Wherever you go, you're stuck in my head. I'll follow you into the ground. 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 I'm trying to catch a glimpse of your perspective. I will never get closer than language. I want to know you like I know myself, but I can't. Wherever I go, I'm stuck in my head. Wherever you go, you're stuck in your head. Wherever we go, we're stuck in our heads. Wherever you go, you're stuck in my head. I'll follow you into the ground. I'll follow you into the ground. I'll follow you into the ground.
Right, that's getting faded out. Good track though, eh? And a little tribute to a song that escapes me right now. That gig tonight in Wellington with Sports Dreams, Polaroids of Polar Bears, and the other band I can't remember the name of is at Caroline at 1 Manor Street. Get along there if you want to see some good live music. Yeah, so we're going to call Waddy now. He's had enough time to gather his thoughts and get himself together. And he's going to be... Right, so turn this all on. Good. Here we go. Here we go, we're ringing. The phone's ringing. Hopefully we have no technical
Good morning,
issues.
Elliot.
Oh, hey, Graham, how are you? Say good morning to the listeners of Wairarapa's ROFM
Hello.
and the wider streaming audience. Oh, you got a bit of music on in the background, or is that my phone playing that? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Graham, can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Oh, damn, this is what happened the other week. Sorry, I'll just plug it into the other one. Right. Now can you hear me, man? Hello? Now I can't hear Graham. What's actually going on here? Are you there? This is what happened the other week for some reason. I don't know. It's something to do with my microphone, possibly. Can you hear me now, man? Hello?
Everybody can hear you. All is fine.
Yeah, Graham's not answering me though. Hello, Graham, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
You need to talk into the phone, remember?
Yeah, I know that, but I mean...
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
See, it's cutting out for some reason.
Well, it'll just be his connection.
Is it my end?
This internet connection isn't reliable at the moment.
Apparently this internet connection isn't reliable at the moment.
No, it's nothing to do with
Do you want
our
to start again?
connection. It's to do with his phone line.
Yeah. There's for some reason... are you able to hear me? I don't know. I wonder why this is happening again. This is odd. It worked perfectly last week when I did this.
Well, Hi, listeners. We'll just talk to him now.
Yeah.
Is he there?
Yeah. You're there, eh, Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I suppose, I mean, that's not really going to work, though, is it? I wonder why that's not
that's
coming
to
through.
find out if that's working. Hi.
Yeah.
Right, now,
Is this live?
Yeah, it is live. Yeah.
just talk for a bit. Sorry, Graham. It is.
Yeah, I'm talking now. How are you guys going?
Yeah, see, he's cutting out anyway. It's his own.
Yeah, there's some sort of... Is your Wi-Fi on, I mean, pretty strong, or are you using Wi-Fi?
It should be good.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I am using Wi-Fi.
Plug that
I
in.
can
And,
cut off to just phone. That might be better. I'll turn the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah,
Is that stronger?
can you still hear me? Am I coming through to you?
Yeah.
You can?
I can hear you. Yep, you're fine.
Oh, okay, good. All right, that's working
you're
now.
a bit loud, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
hear him.
Go, say something. Yeah, yeah.
Is your phone
I'm
on
good.
full volume?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now,
Yeah.
man. All right, technical difficulties.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah.
close and
Yeah, yeah.
don't have your own.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show. That's I don't know why that happened again. It worked perfectly last week. I was talking to who was I talking to last week?
Justin.
No, I can't remember who. But anyway, so tell us about Sydney. What's going on over there?
It's a very broad question earlier. Mate, there's a lot of things going on in Sydney.
We need to know everything that's going on in Sydney, Graham.
Well, right now it's going into winter. And there's a show called Vivid that's going on in the city, which is pretty much bright lights everywhere and buildings lit up with different displays of lights, including the Opera House. But it's a very broad question. What do you have more?
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, that's interesting. So you get out on the streets at night time and entertainment for the eyes. Oh, you don't?
I generally just stick to Bondi and recently in winter just surfing and working. That's pretty much
So you're living at Bondi, are you?
correct.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. Been living in Bondi for a good 15 years now.
15 years. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. And so what about your recent trip to the United States and Canada? How was that? Any
So
reflections?
very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really good trip. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada yourself, but Canada was a really good eye-opening trip. Just the scenery and the people and the wildlife were amazing. So I guess I was going to try a trip to Bali, and I decided to expand that to Canada.
Switch it up.
Yep, change it up, do something different. A good mate of mine was living in Canada and moved over there for a good couple of weeks, and yeah.
And then
It was
you traveled
great
down, did you travel down into the United States as well, did you?
Yeah, so from Vancouver, went down to Seattle, caught up with some good friends in Seattle, went into the mountains around the area there, which is called the Cascade Mountains. A little bit of hiking, but yeah, a few of the bars around Seattle, and then most of the trip was up in Canada.
Did you see any wild bears in Canada?
I saw a black bear down by a river.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So, I don't know, as a Kiwi, you're used to lizards and birds as pretty much the only wildlife, native species.
Maybe a goat. The odd goat.
So seeing a bear or the thought of a wild cougar in the area was a bit different, and it kind of made it a little bit more interesting when you went for a walk into the woods. Every time you heard a twig snap, you're always thinking, is it a bear or a fucking cougar or whatever?
Did
Anyway,
you,
it was a good trip.
So what was the bear doing? Was it just having a drink of water, or was it
Yeah,
making
was
a
just chilling
sculpture out of rocks? Or
No, he was just sitting in the sun, and
just chilling?
he quickly smelt myself and Cameron, who a good friend of mine who I was travelling
Cam
through
Foster?
that area with. Yeah, Cam Foster. You'd know him well.
The one and only?
The one and only. So yeah, he smelt us pretty quickly. I think we were downwind, and the bear made notice of us. And he got up on his haunches and looked at us directly, and we were both just, yep. That was directly before going for a walk in the woods to a waterfall.
He regarded you with his predatory eyes, and then decided
Yeah.
to bone you.
How are you, Ilse?
Yeah, I'm good,
How are
man. Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties earlier. I think they were all your fault, but that's just where we'll leave it. Nah, just kidding, man. They're actually...
That's probably right.
No, the thing is...
Wi-Fi.
No, I'll tell you the funny thing about this is that weeks ago I interviewed Willie D on the show, and I had the same sort of technical difficulty where this particular jack that I'm using for some reason wasn't picking up. He wasn't able to hear me coming through. Yeah, it was just a debacle, really. And then I had to use this other jack and da-da-da-da-da-da, and then, regardless of that, we got through it. So what about, what's happening on the work front? What are you doing in Sydney these days?
So I'm not too sure if you're up to date with what I've been doing, but the last 2 years I've been working for a startup, which was a company called Laundromat. I came on board as the operations manager in Sydney.
Yeah, I remember. I was sort of aware that you were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually moved on from there just recently, but it's a startup that I worked for as operations to begin with, and then I quickly shifted to business development for that company, so bringing on sales and commercial contracts. So it was an app that was basically changing the dry cleaning industry. So originally it was pick up and delivery of dry cleaning, very similar to like an Uber service. So if you're at home,
so to use a current buzzword, it was disrupting the dry cleaning industry.
Yeah, correct. Disrupting. I don't like using that word.
Yeah, I know, neither do I. But hey, let's use it. Let's get into business speak.
So. It was disrupting, and it is still. It's disrupting the dry cleaning industry, which is a very old industry. It hasn't been changed for, 50 years. It's still doing exactly the same thing as it was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So just like all these old industries, it's people going in, applying a bit of technology, and buying up industry and changing the way dry cleaning works so that it's more convenient, more less time consuming, and it's more consumer centric for the customer. So you get home, it's 8 o'clock at night, you're having dinner, you can still order someone to come around and pick up your dry cleaning and drop it off the next day. So
yeah, cool.
Just really changing the way that works. Rather than coming home, you've got all your laundry or your clothing that needs to be done, and it's closed at 6
So now
o'clock.
you're sort of moving in a different direction now?
Yeah, so after helping scale that in Sydney and across Australia and New Zealand, so it's through all the major cities here, and it's going quite well now in New Zealand. I've actually moved on at the end of last month, so hence the trip to Canada and so on. I have branched off from the company and looking at other options. So
yeah, cool.
New role currently, but it's still looking at bigger corporate for a future down the line.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So I never did make it to Sydney when I was living in Melbourne. You remember how I'd phone you maybe every fortnight or so and be like, "Hey, man, I'm coming up next week," and then and then I lived there for approximately 5 years and never actually visited Sydney. Despite
I do recall.
Despite
I came down to Melbourne, didn't I?
Yeah, no, a couple of times you popped down and visited us, which was good. But I was either phoning you or my cousin Brian and saying I was coming up to Sydney soon, and
never did.
Yeah, never got around to it. A little bit disorganised, but hey, that's the way things are. Yeah.
And how's the bush?
Oh, we're living in Carson, which is a lovely little town on the plains of Wairarapa, of the glistening waters, and it's beautiful and a bit drizzly this time of year, which is sort of rainforest climes, and
which is still nice, though, right?
Oh yeah, it's great, man. It's excellent. I don't think I could live in a big city again, to be honest. I quite enjoy the fresh air and the quiet. I do like visiting big cities. There's always a place in my heart for them. I did have quite a love for living in the middle of a grimy, great city at times in my life in the past, and I do. It's always nice to get in amongst the grime and have a look around and Yeah. There's something special about it, about the machine that is the city. That sort of. I was thinking recently about how cities basically are great devourers of resources. Like all these resources from all over the world flow into giant cities and are used and spent and spat out as pollution. Isn't that an interesting little thing to think about? But yeah,
well, I guess the closest city for you guys is Wellington. So thinking on what does that absorb, but I kind of think of it differently. I think we actually produce more resources.
Yeah. There's good stuff that comes out of cities. Yeah, of course. You can't look at it as sort of a total negative, because there's a lot of beautiful culture and technical innovation and things that are good for humanity that come out of cities. So it's certainly not all bad, is it? But yeah,
correct.
Yeah. No, Wellington's good, man. I pop over there now and again, and I'm always enthused about visiting Wellington, and I do have a lot of good memories there. You lived there for a bit yourself, didn't you?
Well, yeah, university was in Wellington, 3 years. I was pretty keen to get out of there by the end of it, to be honest. I do like Wairarapa over Wellington.
Yeah.
Used to pass through there, surfing on my way back up to Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
So Wairarapa is a great little area, big area, to be honest. It's massive, and a lot of good friends from the bush. But Wellington, it's quite confined. It's quite dark as well. Just those winter months where it's just sideways rain and university and
crazy winds.
Yeah. No, it was good to get over there. Obviously, the southerlies hit there quite hard, but in saying that, there's also some really good surf spots just around the bottom of the coast there that get really good. So I did appreciate my time in Wellington, but yeah. I don't think I'll live back there again.
Yeah, well, each to their own. I'm sure there's a lot of people I know who sort of are in love with the place, and that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So, how's the surfing going? You still? Let's talk about. I actually met you through my little brother, who's a top person. Great human being. Aaron Greaves, the one and only. And
that's pretty much how I met your family.
He's out on a surf. He's out on a surf mission right now, actually.
Where is he?
I don't know. He said he was. I messaged him and said I was talking to you today, and he said he'd listen to the podcast later because he's out surfing.
You can do that, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. He was going on some mission somewhere. Yeah, I forgot to actually ask where, but he's out there probably right now. Yeah. Doused in seawater.
Yeah, I spent a good 15 years straight basically surfing with Aaron. So me and him have a very tight bond over cold seaweed waters. But surfing around Hawke's Bay, especially, that was what we did. And then obviously meeting your family from there.
And driving in your marvellous orange station wagon.
It was red.
Oh, it was red.
A red Cortina.
Okay, it was red.
It was a good station wagon.
It was a great car, man. It was a sad day when that car passed on to new hands.
It was a classic. Actually, it was a classic. It was registered as a classic car.
Oh, was it really? That's cool.
Cheaper to register as a car that was over 30 years old or whatever it was.
Yeah, but, that thing was awesome.
That was a good car. Yeah, did many trips up to Mahia especially.
Yeah.
Surfing. But yeah, a few trips down to the Wairarapa. But yeah, mostly north, getting into the warmth.
Yeah, definitely. Warmer climes.
Yeah,
cool. So what about, how's the fam? How's Chris Waddy? Have you heard from him recently?
He's living in Melbourne. I actually have to give him a call after this show.
Oh, give him my regards. He's a top bloke. I've got a lot of time for your little bro. Spend some good times with him in Melbourne there.
Yeah, no, he's a good man, Chris. So I'll give him a call. He's had a few ups and downs in Melbourne. Melbourne's a different city to Sydney for sure. But the old man's having a bit of battle at the moment. So he's got Parkinson's and he's had a few operations to help combat that, and it's a long road to recovery, and I guess we need to give him a call today and see how he's going. So yeah, Parkinson's disease is a tough one for the family, I think. Yeah.
No, sorry, your thoughts are with you, bro, and I know the rest of my family is thinking about you guys too. So give our our love and regards to those people when you speak to them. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's been good chatting, Waddy, and I'll let you crack on with your Saturday.
Yeah.
You going to get out for a surf today, or?
No, the surf's pretty small this weekend, so probably go to tennis and just chill this weekend.
Oh, a game of tennis, nice. I'm playing a bit of footy later on. I'm still playing football.
How's that go?
Yeah, good, man. I actually got really fit again this year, so I've shed a few kilos, and I'm doing pretty well for a 42-year-old. Still showing the young fellas how it's done. If I do say so myself. But yeah. No, still very much enjoying it. After thinking about packing it in last season because my knee was so sore. But yeah. No, it's good to hear you playing tennis, man. I played a bit of tennis earlier this year, and it's actually a really fun game. I forgot how much I enjoyed it. Yeah. But awesome talking to you, bro, and love you heaps, man. And take care of yourself, and we'll have to catch up in person in the next while.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and hopefully the technical difficulties iron themselves out for the show later in the year.
Oh yeah, no. I think it could possibly be something to do with the jack on my phone. I mean, it makes things more interesting. The viewers, the listeners out there, it just spices things up a bit for them, and it's not your average radio show when there's technical difficulties every week. It just make things more interesting.
Rather than dice. All right.
Yeah, true, bro. Oh yeah.
No,
You were gonna what song were you gonna suggest? I can chuck it on. Got any what's a new track you've been listening to recently that you could recommend?
Well, it was actually a song I was listening to in Canada.
Okay. Yep.
I don't normally listen to country. I usually listen to what I listen to, but it's a song called The Ballad of Minnie Dean.
The Ballad of Minnie Dean. All right, I'll chuck it on. It should be on Spotify, is it?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. Ballad of Minnie Dean. It's actually quite a good song. It's about a woman who got hung back in the 18th century, but looked after a whole town in a city. But it's a really good song.
So is it the one by Delaney Davidson and Marlon Williams?
Correct.
Oh, nice, man. I went and saw Marlon Williams live earlier this year. He's excellent live musician. Big fan of him, actually. Yeah. No, I'll chuck it on, man, for sure, bro. And enjoy tennis and have a beautiful Saturday, man. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Apologies for the interview. I'm definitely a little bit hungover from a night out in Sydney.
Hey, these things happen, Waddy. No one's going to hold it against you, buddy. Especially not me. Especially not me.
Good, all right.
Cool, bro. Good talking, man.
Going well.
Cool, bro.
Cheers,
see you later, man.
Bye.
Well, that was excellent. Always good to chat to Waddy Ho, as in the fish, due to his surfing and so on. I don't know if is that coming through? Yeah, here we go. Well, we'll chuck on the Ballad of Minnie Dean, as requested by Graham. Here it is. It's Delaney Davidson and Marlon Williams going out right now.
Minnie was a mother to 100 or more in Wellington town. Red-faced mama's coming knocking on her door. A whole 10 pounds. Winter in the south makes the heart beat slow, but hearts beat slower in the garden below. Men started digging in the ground. Men started digging in the ground. 3 found. Bring poor Minnie downtown. But a woman won't hang in winter. gavel rain. But have mercy on the soul of a woman in pain. Then they carried her away. The crowd all followed her down. The crowd all followed her down. Everybody gathered round to see a woman hanging down. See a woman hanging down.
Yeah, well, good track, that one, eh? A bit of a lament for a person who lost their life in more prejudiced times. But yeah, Delaney Davidson and Marlon Williams. I think the album is called Sad But True. So yeah, worth looking up if you like that track. Yeah, and now we're going to play something completely different. This is a song that I've been listening to recently. I will tell you something I've been thinking about in the last few days. Is this whole conundrum going on in the Gulf over there, with the US and the UK accusing Iran of attacking these tankers. Does anyone really trust these people anymore when they say these sorts of things, accusing the Iranians of attacking these oil tankers when, you know, they lied about weapons of mass destruction? The US have a history, of course, with the Gulf of Tonkin, and you know, it looks just again like they're manoeuvring to declare war. And I'm pretty sure the US doesn't even have any money anymore, so I don't know how they're going to finance it, which is somewhat alarming for the people of the US, who the many people over there who are struggling to get by every day, that their government might soon be pouring trillions of dollars into another major conflict. Hopefully it is all sort of, well, what could sort of calm things down a bit is if Russia and China decide to go, hey, well, we might go on Iran's side here, and or it could ramp things up. But hey, I'm going to put another song on here because we're oh no, actually we could do the South End update because Indira's here, so we might do the South End update. I think that is microphone C, or just go on B, mate, and I'll chuck you on. Put those headphones on. Right, you're on. B, you there?
Hello.
Hi, so what's happening at Southend Primary this week, mate?
Well, this week, it's the second presenting of Year 8 and 7 speeches, and we do this every year. It's like a Montessori school tradition that we do, and I think, I'm not sure, but well, there's this big thing if Mrs. Crawford, our principal, thinks your speech is really good, so she gets 1 Year 7 who speech is really good, and then 1 Year 8, and they go to this big presenting thing. I think it's with other schools, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I hope that I get to go because it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, your speech is good. You've been practicing it at home, and no, I think you could have a good shot there, mate. So, and also you did the cross country this week, with a couple of friends.
Not too long ago, we had just a normal school cross country, and then there's the top 10, and I came 5th, so I got to go in the top 10, and I went with a couple of other friends, and it was about 1,000. How much was it?
Oh, I think it might have been about 3 kilometres or something, all up. It was it was a decent run anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was a good day though, wasn't it? And I think everyone had a bit of fun, and yeah, it was cool. And so it's speech week at Southend Primary.
Yeah, we did have some people present last week, but I think some people weren't ready, so they're presenting this week.
Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, well, good luck to everyone who's taking part in that. And thanks for the Southend update, Indira. You got any shout-outs for the people of Wairarapa?
Well, if any of my friends are listening, I'd just like to say good luck on the speeches.
Yeah, cool, mate. All right, thank you. Right, the Southend update. Right, time for another song. We're winding up in about 7 minutes, so I might try and jam 2 songs in, actually. But we might go with a bit of a classic. I've probably played it before on this show, but I'm not going to apologise. Actually, no, I'm going to play something else. It's a little bit more recent, but it's still, I suppose, I mean, it could be considered a classic, considering that it's about, how old is this song now? Maybe 16 years. And it's a goodie. I've always enjoyed it. It's about, I've always thought this song is about alleviating negative thoughts and getting past them. Because they'll drag you down mentally into places you don't want to go. But everyone interprets songs in their own ways. But if you listen to the lyrics, I think that's sort of the message that they're sending out with this track. This is "The Sky Has Fallen" by Queens of the Stone Age. I think you get the message of this track, so I'm going to fade it out, and I'm just going to chuck on one more track to close out the show. It's a little bit more upbeat. It's Mr. Happy by DJ Hazard, and when you get out there today and do whatever you do, maybe you could have think about this song, maybe play it. Check it out. It's been a good show today. I certainly enjoyed it. It was good speaking to Waddy. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another guest. I'll be teeing that up during the week. And thanks everyone for listening today. And yeah, enjoy Mr. Happy. Good track, eh? That's the show for today, folks. Take care of yourself out there. Peace be with you.